this is one of most important verse 11. So, after showing the qualities of a true teacher, enlightened mentor, in this verse, so verse 11, he shows how necessary it is that a Sadguru should be living. That was for Sadguru. But this Sadguru should be in blood and flesh. This is. He says,
प्रत्यक्ष सद्गुरु सम नहीं, परोक्ष जिन उपकार, एवो लक्ष्य थया बिना, उगे न आत्मविचार.
so Pratyaksh means, now let's not make it too long, it's simple, living, present, living. Sadguru, enlightened, mentor or easy, true teacher. Sam nahi, not same, greater, not same. So in simple language, a Pratyaksh Sadguru is greater than God. That's what is going to come, God. Pratyaksh Sadguru is greater than God, will be incomplete if I don't use the word upkar, obligation, not his state. God's are omniscient and he is enlightened. So the obligations, the upkar of a Pratyaksh Guru is not the same as the God's, it is greater. Yes. Now nobody can be so clear. So Pratyaksh living, Sadguru enlightened mentor, some nahi, not same, some nahi means not same, greater. Paroksha Jin, Jin Kidu means omniscient God, Tirthankaras, and Paroksh means not present, not living in the literal sense. Upkar, see, he has used the word upkar, his atmic state is not the same. And if you understand the Gunsthanaks and all, this can be 4th and that can be 13th. So how can you say it is same? But his upkar, obligations, favors. Evo laksha thaya vina, without such a conviction, without such an understanding, without such a faith or realization, conviction, realization, understanding that a upkar or obligation of a pratyaksha living master is greater than a non-living God, Tirthankara, etc. Uge na does not rise. Uge nahi. What? Atma Vichar, self-contemplation or thinking correctly about the self. Before that you might speak about the self, but that is not the correct love needed for the self. So beautifully explained. See, the basic thought process of the soul does not arise until one realizes or is convinced that the obligation of a living enlightened mentor is greater than the obligations of a non-present omniscient God. You all were clapping because of your love for Pratyaksh Guru. But now I want to challenge your conviction. So understand it properly, why it is said so. So you know that this is which era? Fifth. In fifth, no Tirthankar Bhagwan is present. Last Tirthankar Bhagwan, he was in which era? Fourth era. After Bhagwan Mahavir's Nirvan, 3 years and 7 months after his Nirvan, the fifth era started. So which era is this? Fifth. And in fifth era, there are no Tirthankaras in the present physical form, I can say. Right? So, no Tirthankaras. So, whatever dharma or about dharma we can learn is only from a guru. Because Tirthankaras are not present. Fourth era, you could directly learn dharma from a Tirthankar. So say God, Guru was not such an important concept because Jaya Virai Jagaguru, He Vitrak Tamed Mara Guru Cho. Correct? But because no Tirthankars are present, so who preaches dharma? Guru. And from whom do we learn dharma? The D of dharma. From a guru. There is no choice, means you have only guru, you don't have Tirthankaras. So the D of dharma we learn from guru. See the journey we are doing. Huh? So meeting God in this era, not possible. You cannot come into contact. Tameko address bangi na sako. Where will I get this Bhagwan? Where will I get his darshan and Lord? No. Meeting God is not possible. Meeting Guru is possible, though difficult, but is possible. Are you clear? You will not get a Keval Nani Tirthankar Bhagwan. You can consider someone as God. I am saying omniscient God. Sarvagna Bhagwan. No, not possible to meet. But Guru, possible to meet even in the fifth era. Very clear? So Param Krupadev has emphasized and stressed on the importance of a guru, and that guru has to be a living guru. Otherwise it's the same thing like believing and worshipping a Tirthankara or a past guru. It becomes same then. Oh, lot of upkar of Tirthankar Bhagwan, Siddha Bhagwan, Acharya Bhagwan, lot of upkar. But the greatest upkar is of a living guru. And he'll explain how and why. So living guru means, be very clear when you use the word pratyaksh, it means blood and flesh. You can hear him, you can touch him. You shouldn't touch him. But you can touch him. So only a living guru can point out our mistakes in particular, not generalized. He can show our defects, drawbacks. He can guide us how to correct them. Not only show, guide us to how to correct it. He resolves our dilemmas. Simplifies the path for us. Solves the conflicts. Many obligations of a Sadguru. So, till you don't have this realization, this understanding, and this conviction, only with this realization, conviction, and understanding can you start on the road of liberation or path of liberation. Only with this conviction. If you don't have this conviction, you want to ignore a guru and just worship and praise the Tirthankara, you have not started your journey. So I'll make it simpler now. Rishabdev Bhagwan. I'm talking about Rishabdev Bhagwan. Ajitnath Bhagwan. Shantinath Bhagwan. Parshvanath Bhagwan. Mahavir Swami Bhagwan. All these are not, when they were in physical form, they were called Pratyaksha Jin. When they are not in the physical form, they are called Paroksha Jin. See the word Paroksha Jin or Upkar. So Paroksha Jin means Jin who is not in blood and flesh right now. Not present. Correct? Okay, what about Simandar Swami Bhagwan? He is during our time, though in Mahavidesh Kshetra. He is called Paroksha Jin for me, because I cannot come in contact with him. He is not accessible. So, though in my time, but if the contact cannot be established, he is Paroksha Jin. He is not Pratyaksha. This is in my time. But still, see that contact, that association is very important. So he is what? So at present in this era, if I want to come in contact with the Tirthankaras, what should I do? No, scriptures. The teachings of the Tirthankaras are there. Agams, scriptures. So those are the Paroksha Jin, the Murtis and the scriptures. The Murti, that would be my contact, utmost contact with the Tirthankaras. The Murti and the scriptures, Shastras, the Agams. तो काम चालશે ને આપણું with Murti and Shastra. So I'll explain. 110% they are beneficial. They are beneficial, but Shastras can be misunderstood. And the most important thing, the Shastra cannot dispel your doubts, so your ignorance, your shankas, your doubts. Shastras cannot. True? So if one tries to resort to the scriptures on its own, he studies the scriptures on its own, possible, he might not pick up the underlying meaning. Rahasya. Possible, but does not pick up the underlying meaning. Or worst, likely to misinterpret it. Either he does not pick up the underlying meaning or he misinterprets. And what would happen? He would go astray and delusion to હતું જ એ ઉપર confusion be. And then the frustration and then the depression. Right? So I don't have Pratyaksh Jin because I am born in the time and place where there are no Pratyaksha Jin. So I have to depend on Paroksha Jin. What is Paroksha Jin? Shastras. My contact with the Tirthankaras. But the problem with Paroksha Jin is, that I might not pick up the underlying meaning, or I can misunderstand, misinterpret, and my doubts might not be cleared. In fact, I can be into deep troubles. And this is very clear. The gods are not going to come. The Rishabdeva, the Ajitnatha, the Shantinatha, the Parshvanatha, and the Mahavir Swami are not going to come and say, "Hey Maulik, you have understood this wrongly." જે શાસ્ત્રમાં છે 45 આગમમાં છે, but they are not going to come and personally tell you you are misunderstanding the whole thing. That's very clear. Emotionally, you want to speak anything, you can speak, but the fact is, no gods are going to come from Sitshila and tell you that you have gone wrong here. This is a fact. What do we do? One, and the only option is Pratyaksh Jin not possible, Paroksh Jin not being beneficial to you. So something Pratyaksh you need, and that is Pratyaksha Sadguru. You have understood the words properly now. Pratyaksh Jin you don't have. Paroksh Jin, though they are beneficial, but it's not helping you out. So now the only solution is Pratyaksha Sadguru. So the essence of the path, where does it lie? Where does the essence of the path lie, Apurvaji? In the heart of the Sadguru. માર્ગ શાસ્ત્રમાં છે, પણ એનો મર્મ કૃપાદેવના જ વચનો બોલું છું ઇંગ્લિશમાં. The essence lies in the heart of a Sadguru, and he himself has treaded the path, tasted the bliss of the self, has a lot of compassion and love for you. You just have to surrender and see. You will be instructed, you will be inspired. And one more thing which the Shastras cannot do, you will be inspected. So the third point you can't use for scriptures. It's only reserved for Pratyaksh Sadguru. Pratyaksh Sadguru imparts knowledge. If you are tired with those three eyes, you've been using it in every speech of yours. Every town I go, and these three words are repeated, and I like them. મારા ગુરુની મને વધારે યાદ કરાવે, so I like them. He imparts knowledge, he guides you, and he corrects you. So on Kartik Purnima, I wrote in my diary, Prabhu, મારું ગુજરાતીમાં લખ્યું હતું, મેં ગુજરાતીમાં બોલી દેવા. પ્રભુ, મારા ભગવાનને મેં લખ્યું, મારું મિશન તો બધાને સ્વીકારવાનું છે, સુધારવાનું નથી. My mission is to accept everyone and not correct everyone. It is you who want to get corrected, and it is my love who wants to do what you want. My mission is to accept everyone unconditionally. That is my mission. Not to show your faults and correct you. That is not my mission. That is not my nature. That's not my hobby also. But I love you all, and you want me to correct you. And because I love you, I'm satisfying your desire. The moment you show a little anger or aversion for it, I'll stop. You are nothing. You are not existing for me also. That is so very easy for me. so very easy for me to ignore you and forget you. If you are standing in front of me, I can't see you. That's very, very easy. See, accepting is a left-hand job. To correct someone and be patient is really love. Right or wrong? તમારા નેબરના છોકરાઓને તમે કરેક્ટ કરવા જાઓ છો? Nothing. If they dress wrongly, if they eat wrongly, if they speak wrongly, nothing. You can ignore it. But you can't ignore your children. So if a disciple surrenders, and then the Guru is on. So, though the inner state of the soul is not the same of a Guru and God, not the same of the omniscient Lords, Tirthankaras, and the enlightened Master, is not the same, but the obligations are also not the same. Great. The upkar is also not the same. Pratyaksha Sadguru sam nahi paroksha jin upkar. It's not the same, it's greater. So once you realize this, once you are convinced, then uge atma vichar. Till you are not convinced, realized, understood, no atma vichar. You are just echoing what others have said. Nothing is coming from you. Because it is because of a Sadguru that true love for the self starts or arises. True love for the self. અહીંયા તો self contemplation લખ્યું છે. I am saying love for the self. Atma prem. Who inspires? Who motivates? Who enhances that? A Sadguru. Whoever cared for Atma, we only cared for the right form of luxuries in life. And now we have it all. And still there are tears only for him. There is desire only serving him. And slowly, eventually you will realize, you will say, I want to realize myself, Baba. I want to realize the bliss of self. I want Atmagnan. Right now you just want satsang and seva, right? But eventually you will say, Baba, if the self is so important to you, and abidance in the self is so important in the spiritual pursuit, bless me with that. So the true love for the self, the awareness of the self, the contemplation of the self arises only after the understanding, realization and conviction that the upkar, the obligation, the favor of a living master is not the same but greater than of the omniscient Lord. So if I'm more inclined to worship the jinas, but I want to ignore the Sadguru's advice, then I'm not on the path of liberation.
प्रत्यक्ष सद्गुरु सम नहीं, परोक्ष जिन उपकार, एवो लक्ष्य थया बिना उगे न आत्म विचार.